Hey guys, it's me Parker. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing sign readings today for the new moon in Gemini. So Geminis, welcome. Happy solar return or aka birthday. So with the new moon in your sign, obviously you're going to be a little more impacted than most. Especially if you have a stellium in your chart, which means 3 or more planets in your chart. And especially if you have moon and sun, like double placement, that would really affect you guys. But yeah, happy birthday, Gems. Let's kind of look at what this new moon cycle is bringing in for you. So with the new moon, it's exactly what it sounds like. We're working with new cycles. So this is going to be just a really quick general read. I'm going to pull 1 or 2 cards for overarching themes, general messages, kind of what to expect over this new moon period until the next new moon in a month from now. So let's see what the cards want to talk about. I set the cards like this because I don't know if you guys saw that, but I cut the tattoo tarot. I was just curious because when I was shuffling and preparing the deck, some of them were showing signs to me because I'm actually just going from Aries to Gemini to the end of the cycle. I'm just going in chronological order instead of cutting to a major like I normally do. Some of the decks were speaking to me about what sign I should read for with. And this one's really in tune with this new moon energy for your sign. Gemini. This is the card that I cut to. It's the Knight of Swords. That is the court card for Gemini. Gemini. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I was like, oh man, that's too funny. Like I cut to it again. So yeah, let's see what the Tattoo Tarot wants to talk about for the new moon. What can Gemini expect to see with this new moon in their sign during their solar return? What can Gems expect to see coming in with this new moon energy, please? I just saw the Tower. Let's see what actually comes out. There's that Knight of Swords again to confirm. So one more shuffle, please. Ace of Cups, okay. We'll see what actually comes out. I don't want to speak too much on the cards I'm seeing in the shuffle. Can we get 1 or 2, please, for... Okay, wow, really? Can we get 1 more for context? Oof. That's too many. I don't want 3. I just want 1. 1, maybe 2. What can Geminis expect to see coming in with this new moon cycle, please? Thank you. Okay. This is interesting. I just did Taurus and Aries, and both of their signs had the Hermit come out, which is the major for Virgo, which is your mercurial sister sign. They're both ruled by your ruler Mercury. So there's some Virgo energy at play with this new moon coming into play. So I wanted more context because this is what came out when I asked what can Gemini expect to see as an overarching theme for the next month or so in general for their sign. This is the card of lack, specifically lack of financial stability, lack of a stable home environment, lack of financial abundance. So with these two coming out, it's interesting because on the bottom we have the Hangman. Okay, good. I like what's under that. I like where this is going because when that first came out, I was like, I am not telling Geminis in their solar return that they can expect lack. Heck no. What are we going to do about that? So we have the Hermit, major for Virgo. Main underlying energy on the bottom of the deck is the Hangman, major for Pisces. That is an axis energy, so they're opposite signs of one another. These two cards are very, very, very similar. The Hermit looks within. That's the star in his lantern, which is hope, optimism, but it's also personal wish fulfillment. The light that guides you, that moves you in the night, that you follow, your heart's desire, kind of. The Hermit's looking for it. It's an internal process. What the Hermit is doing is he's trying to find that light, find what lights his lantern, his own personal lantern, right? To follow that and then come out of it. So it's a very isolated energy. Same with this one. The Hangman also spends time in isolation, but where Virgo is an earth sign, he's looking more to like my personal wish fulfillment. What does my abundance look like, right? This is more on a spiritual end sign of Pisces. It's more, a little bit more, yes, it's isolation and self-reflection, but it's more of a seeing things from a different perspective. It's, it's more meditative, where this is a little more earthly, more with that personal wishes with the star there. This is a bit more about seeing things in a different perspective, not so much seeing what is inside of you already. When the Hangman hangs himself upside down, he's literally looking at the world upside down. He's seeing things in a new way. So this to me is just screaming about getting a new perspective. First of all, alone time. I won't be surprised at all if Geminis are dealing with some alone time, a bit of isolation maybe. And I know it is your birthday, your solar return, so maybe that's not true for all of you. Maybe this is just speaking on that shift of perspective. But I won't be surprised at all if a lot of you are pulling away, withdrawing from people, or you're having some form of isolation set in while you do this. Again, this is very general. But this is without a doubt a new perspective on lack and abundance. So what is lack? What is lack to me? What is abundance to me? Getting a new perspective on what that looks like. That can also be like your personal values. What matters to you? Seeing it in a different way. With the Hangman underneath that, there is the Wheel of Fortune. So that's good. The Wheel of Fortune turns, it brings new energies in, especially with this new moon. This looks like maybe something coming in as well, that kind of changes your perspective or makes you stop and think about something. That could look like something enters the picture and you learn something from it. Or it lights you up in a certain way, and it's like, oh wow, like I never thought. You're learning something about yourself and where your values lie, or what your perspective is on abundance, what is wealth, right? Maybe changing your perspective a little bit on that, because you're finding an appreciation for something that's not necessarily in line with your views of lack or abundance or what wealth means. But also the wheel turns, new energies come in. It's a fortunate energy. It's the Wheel of Fortune. Luck is on your side with this card. So that's good. I want to pull just maybe one or two more for this, but I think the message is pretty clear here. So I'll pull one more. You might, like, that's a card of feeling poor. When this happens, you guys might emerge from this cycle feeling rich in new ways. That's kind of what I'm getting at. A new appreciation for certain things, or not feeling so, again, it's gaining a new perspective, a new understanding on lack and what that means to you. And, by relation, abundance as well. Anything else about this Five of Pentacles, Hermit energy? Yeah, Six of Wands, that's victory, that's attention. We have the Ten of Wands showing at the bottom. So this is definitely speaking to, I think you guys had this card in one of your weekly readings recently. So maybe a continuation of that energy, especially if that was kind of, you know what, I'm not even going to go there. This is a butterfly. We all know what butterflies do. If they go into their cocoon, a caterpillar, and they come out a butterfly. What does that speak to? That speaks to metamorphosis. Look at his robes. That is the hermit. Like, without a doubt, same colored robe on there for sure. You go into the chrysalis with this idea of what lack means in your life, or what abundance means, or the lack thereof, wealth, or what it means to be wealthy, or maybe you actually are dealing with a situation of physical lack. But this is coming out of the cocoon, the chrysalis, with a new perspective, a little bit transformed after this, a tighter handle on what that means, or finding some stability, because Six of Wands, that's all about success. It's a victorious card. It's a card even of spoils. It's the card of coming home from battle victorious, but in this card, it's more of a personal thing. So it's just, again, speaking to me about going into this process, the hangman, hanging out in a tree, on a log in your cocoon, right? And then emerging from the stick here, emerging from the sticks, a butterfly with a transformed perspective on lack specifically. On the bottom too, we have 10 of Wands. That is burden. It's a heavy energy. Look how thick those woods are, but look at the imagery. That's the underlying energy. So we're getting freed from that, whether we're actually physically moving out of lack, or again, this is speaking to a personal process about perception and what that means to you with that hermit energy, right? The hermit going inside. But that's coming out of the thick. That's good. That's lighter, that's freer. There's the Four of Wands, which is harmonious. Oh, and look at this. Ah, ha, ha. I love when this happens. So this is celebration with others. Again, too, if we're reframing our perspective about what it means to have abundance. What does abundance mean to me? It's not necessarily just the finer things in life in terms of nice things. It can be the finer things in terms of the star. What does the hermit do? The hermit looks like the star. And this looks like finding the star, which is a new perspective about lack, a new appreciation for the things in our life, or actually coming into a more stable place financially, being a little bit freed from that. It's good. We like that. That's freedom. Finding the star. And also, I just have to point out that we have the Four of Wands and the Three of Cups. Both of these are specifically the cards in tarot that deal with celebration with others. In this card, they're having a toast, they're dancing, they're celebrating, they're having drinks. It's a joyous, happy, celebratory energy. In this card, they're quite often getting married. It signifies another type of social event. Building harmonious foundations. Both of these are cards of like abundance, but in like a social sense too. So especially with the isolation of the hangman and the hermit, this looks like coming back together with people after this process, like really in a place of like ready to, what's the word, raise a toast to things that money can't buy. That's kind of these two energies with this butterfly and this new outlook on abundance here. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that, you guys. I love this for you for your solar return new moon reading. I wish you guys all the best, and just don't forget that Wheel of Fortune's here. That's really good. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that, you guys. Take care.